Erden Chulum in there and his
dentro de los eventos principales de esta noche. Agradecemos a nuestros patrocinadores. Telmex, Corona, la cerveza más fina. DirecTV presenta esta función que es sancionada por la honorable Comisión de Box Profesional del Distrito Federal, presidida por el licenciado Víctor López Esquivel, presidente del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, José Suleiman Chagnon, supervisor Roy Van Putten from Aruba. Damas y caballeros, los jueces para esta pelea: Tommy Hasler de Estados Unidos, Hong Kong John de Tailandia y Daniel Vandenville de Bélgica. El referee para este encuentro, el señor Tony Pérez de Puerto Rico. And now are we ready? Damas y caballeros, ahora listos por el campeonato del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, el peso mínimo. 12 rounds en boxing. Damas y caballeros, juegan 12 rounds. Damas y caballeros, presentando primeramente de calzoncillo azul, con un peso de 47 kilos 600 gramos, con un historial de 11 peleas ganadas, 8 perdidas, 2 empates, 14 por la vía del knockout. Damas y caballeros, damos la bienvenida de Mongolia, el récord en la esquina azul de calzoncillo blanco y tricolor, con un peso de 47 kilos con 100 gramos, con un historial de 26 peleas ganadas, una perdida solamente, un empate, 17 por la vía de knockout. Damas y caballeros, de Ciudad Cárdenas, Tabasco, México, damos la bienvenida a la actual campeón, José Antonio Aguirre.
All right, so referee Tony Perez, the veteran referee from Puerto Rico, calls the two fighters to the center of the ring. Tony Perez goes way back. He did Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner in Cleveland many, many years ago. Tony Perez was the referee of that bloodbath. All right, this time it's for the WBC World Minimum Weight Championship, 105-pound division. Not a division that many of you people in the United States know, but many of you people listening and watching around the world absolutely know. Erden Chulum, 8-2-1. Getting the opportunity of a lifetime and his 12th professional fight to get a shot at a world title. It's not the first time, by the way, a guy with very few fights, and Smitty, you alluded to one that Muhammad Ali had with one, Leon Spinks. It was a very short notice for a world title fight, too.
That was interesting. You mentioned Perez and that fight with Wepner. He actually credited Wepner with a knockdown of Ali. He stepped on Ali's foot and they called it a knockdown, one of the few knockdowns of Ali's career.
All right, Chulum in the blue trunks nails him with a couple of pretty good right hands to get things going. Gary doesn't know a lot about Chulum. How Woody has done most of his fighting in the Far East. Started fighting in the amateurs. Was on the Olympic team for Mongolia. Had a record of 78-2 as an amateur fighter. Very difficult to get into the sparring. Has fought in Korea, fought in Japan as an amateur. Big right hand went through that time, taking it to the head of Gary, fell just a bit short. Gary up at his toes, digs to the body, goes to the body again. These Mexican fighters are really trained for body shots, and there's an example of it. He touches him on the chest and bangs one off the breastbone, bangs it behind the elbow again. A lot of these guys learn from the great fighters like Ricardo Lopez and Julio Cesar Chavez. They made careers out of banging bodies, getting the arms down, and then going upstairs to the head. Gary's one of them. Looks a lot like young Ricardo Lopez in there, too.
Yeah, he really does. And he's another guy that doesn't waste anything. You notice him pecking the jab. When he throws the right hand, it's been pretty accurate. And the left hook, he's thrown with a lot of power early. He's trying to set up for that left hook.
Yeah, he wants to throw the power shot when he paws with the left hand. When he jabs with the left hand, he'll drive off the back foot and throw it with authority. When he paws with it, it's only to set up the right hand. Meanwhile, Shalom is trying to figure this guy out. He'd like to roughhouse it. He would like to get this into a brawl. He's wide-eyed. He fights shorter than he is. He's 5'1", and he can't fight a lot shorter than he is. But he stays dead in the trunk, makes the guy chop down at him. Straight left hand in the face of Shalom. Gary standing right in front of him. Nothing fancy here. Touches him. Just short. He's looking to land the right hand is what he's doing. When he touches him like that, digs at the body with the right hand. Right, left misses. Shalom, by the way, not landing anything at all right now. He paws with the left hand a couple of times, wild with the right hand. He's short with it again. Tries to get inside. The reach advantage is 2 inches for Gary, and he knows exactly how to use it.
Good defense, though, by Shalom. You know, he is going side to side, bobbing and weaving. He's picking off a lot of shots on the elbows and the gloves. And there's not much body to hit. He's just a small frame.
Small guy, compact sort of fighter, but he wants to get into a brawl with this guy as soon as he can. Gary comes in, catches him with the light right hand on the left cheekbone. And the way his face is shaped, too, is Shalom. He's got those real high cheekbones like Mongolians do, and they can puff up, too. Right hand, he's not afraid of him at all. This is a tough round to score, by the way. A couple land. I'm going to give that to Gary just based on a little bit more boxing and a few more punches, I believe, he landed.
I agree with you. Gary started out very, aggressive. He threw some really big body shots and left hooks early. Shalom got back into the round, but I thought Gary did enough to win that round.
Well, Shalom has got to do something and not allow Gary to outbox him. But right now, this is the fight of a lifetime. Him coming from Mongolia, this is such a thrill. In the corner of Shalom right now, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for this kid. And by the way, this telecast is going to Mongolia. And U.S. Embassy, guarded by the Marine Corps in Mongolia. I know that you boys are watching as well. And we're proud to show there on the frontier of freedom. And all the embassies around the world that are taking this fight by special arrangements of DirecTV. We thank you for the job that you do each and every day to ensure our freedom.
Look how young, Shalom looks like. He looks like a little kid, doesn't he?
He is a little kid. He's only 24 years old. But just over 100, I think, in total amateur fights, if you count the little amateur fights he had when he was about 12 years old. But officially, he is reckoned in around the 80s in amateur fights and a lot of international competition and career in Japan.
Gary doesn't waste any motion. When he throws a punch, he's right back to the defense and set to throw another shot. Again, he doesn't waste any motion, and he's always set to throw power punches. The way he positions himself, and he does have 17 KOs in the 28 total fights.
Well, he's a guy, Smitty, when you take a look at him, he doesn't look like he's a real fancy sort of boxer, but he's very, very much like Ricardo Lopez in that he doesn't waste any motion whatsoever. He has terrific discipline in the way he throws his punches. And again, I'd like to see him drive off that back foot a little bit more to establish the jab and throw the right hand behind it. But when he paws, he's looking to throw the right hand. Throws that right hand tentatively, too.
Okay, break! No punching, no punching. Okay.
Tony Perez screams break and frightens the two fighters. He's loud enough.
Gary coming off a 12-round decision in February. Victory for him. That's a lot of KOs, all right?
Yeah, Shalom hasn't been able to fight since December of last year, so boy, it's been almost a year for this guy, and just 2 months short of it. Now with the right hand. And that's the problem being from Mongolia. He's going to have to make his move to the United States or maybe Australia or New Zealand or someplace where he can get more work. But certainly, he's held his own to this point. We're just underway. Second round, scheduled for 12. 105-pound division. Gary came in a pound under that at 104. Shalom right at the 105 pounds.
Nice left hook to the body attempted there by Shalom. I don't like the hands down low, though, the way he's done a few times. He's trying to set up the left hook to the body. Redness around the nose of Shalom. There might be a little blood there.
Well, I'll tell you this. Gary's just not boxing. He can surge. Every once in a while, Shalom will do that. He'll throw the wild shot, and he may connect. But I tell you, Gary really knows exactly what he's doing next. Shalom wants to pick up the pace. He wants to roughhouse it. when Gary had him hooked underneath the arms, Shalom wants to rough it up, and referee Tony Perez says, hey, you can't do that. Shalom wants to make a war out of this, and Gary won't have it. Gary's a very skilled boxer. Shalom wants to really roughhouse it if he can. And it's frustrating for Shalom. His jaw hanging a little bit, you know. Don't forget there's altitude here, Smitty. They talk about the mile-high city of Denver. Well, it's a mile high here in Mexico, and it can be difficult to breathe for athletes if they're not training in this altitude.
Nice right hand by Gary there. Very accurate. You mentioned comparing him to Lopez. Ricardo Lopez, very accurate. And again, no wasted motion.
All right, the bell ends round number 2. That's just another nice 10-9 boxing lesson round for Gary over Shalom.
Gary, 25 years of age.
What a little like a businessman there. Nothing exciting. He just very, very disciplined. They instruct him on exactly what they want him to do. We expect the pace to